Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DisturbingPuppet, and we're back to play some more Signal from Tolva. I'm actually pretty close to the end, I think, so we might actually be finishing it today. We'll see. Kind of a weird time for me, a little bit later than usual, but thought I would try to get this going. Since it's a Sunday, people should be off, hopefully enjoying their day, getting ready for New Year's. Let's continue our game. So I think I just have one area left to kind of check out to look for secondary signal sources, and then we have the two main sources to hit. So there's one that was the original actual signal, which I've been told not to scan because it'll mess up something with the overall system. But it seems like there's nothing really hostile about anything. There's some ancient civilization was on this planet. Not sure where I spawned in. Get my gun ready. That I can grab some guys if they teleport in. Just want to grab guys for my squad. Oh, there's one more. Come back here. Okay, got a full squad. Very dark. Yeah, what was I saying? Let's look at the map. Okay, so we're here. Yeah, so we've got two storyline signals left to hit. We've got sort of an area here I haven't checked out. I think that's the only area I haven't explored. I just want to make sure. Just kind of scanning here real quick. I don't think I accidentally missed any other areas. So I've hit all the main signals you're supposed to get. I do have this base still under Zealot control, so I might do that too. So I've hit all the main storyline signals. There's a bunch of secondary signals that don't show up on the map, though, so I'm trying to find all of those. I'll probably go back through all of those transmissions because they're pretty short before we hit the last one. So for the last one, there's a couple options. So here we have in Wolf Chasm, this appears to be the source of the signal, so the original signal that brought us here. Getting too close will corrupt the network. Do not approach. So everything I've run into on this planet has been... It seems like it's just fairly interested in what's going on. It's not hostile. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem, especially when compared with the other options. So this is scan the original signal. Could mess up things, could cause some kind of bad code to get into our overall system. The other option, though, we have to conclude this planet is corrupting our network somehow and all anomalous activity. So this is basically a giant bomb that's been planted by the surveyors and will destroy the entire planet. So when your options are blow up the entire planet or just kind of scan the original signal, I think I'm going to go with the original signal in this case. That's what I'm more interested in, the original inhabitants of this world who built all these old ancient robotic constructs and old technology and stuff that's around. I'm far more interested in kind of finding out more about them than blowing up the whole planet in case it's a problem. So what I want to do first is actually head down here, as I haven't checked out this area. So I'm hoping there might be an additional secondary signal source that I can scan for just some more kind of storyline fluff kind of stuff. Then we'll go back through the signals and maybe hit that Zealot base. That's sort of the plan. Just insanely dark. Let me turn on my lights. I don't think I can afford any more upgrades at this point. I have some more things that I can pick up, but I don't think I have enough resources for anything. Yep, I've now unlocked everything! So I have the best sniper rifle, which is really nice. Actually, this is really cool. I would like a better assault rifle, but that's pretty expensive. I can't afford it. My shield is maxed. I've got a level 3... this kind of calls in a drone that helps fight with me. The other one I kind of liked and was using before was a lower level of this one, the countermeasures, which makes enemies run away, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I could buy that one. I kind of like having a full squad and summoning a drone as well. It's kind of cool. I've got this fully upgraded so I can go anywhere on the map. So I'm going to stick with what I've got for now. Okay, let's go check out this area in the dark. Why are you guys running around like crazy? There's my beacon. Oh, I don't see my map marker. Should be to the southeast-ish. Should be this way. Oh, there it is. It's through the building. Pay attention. So I think I had a lot of fighting down here before. Different groups are kind of running into each other. I think there were zealots and bandits kind of fighting each other around this area here somewhere. I think that was in the last one. Yeah, let's see if we can get through without getting slaughtered. Try to keep an eye out for enemies. It's a big robot head over there. So that's kind of one of the remains of these ancient constructs that are around. Unfortunately, it's nighttime, so it's pretty dark. Saw red lights over there, which usually means zealots. That's weird. What is in that direction? That's probably where this signal was. So I've been over there before. I have to see how we can get through to that other area. Hoping we're not going to get stuck between a couple different patrols from different enemy factions. We're going to have to fight our way through here. Come on, guys. That's a neutral drone, I think, over there. Not enough time to scan them to double check. That's a weird flower, okay. What the heck is that? Let's go to the top of this hill. Pretty sure I've been through here before. I don't know how close I got to the edge of the map though, so I might want to do a quick scan for anything once I get to the top of the hill, especially. That's kind of scanning for signal sources or resources, other interesting things. This giant head. Head unit of Kurgic Loper. Kurgic. Yeah. Not sure why Kurgic necessarily is being specifically referenced there. I think before it wasn't telling me that, but I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've seen one. So that's a Zealot dropship over there. I think we've fought the Zealots already, so I'm hoping that aren't going to be more of them showing up. Looks like I can get through here. A wrecked frigate, which I've been through before. I think it was resources or the other signal. Must have been the other signal. Quick scan. Don't see anything. New zone, Tungsten Ridge. So now is there anything? Oh, we've got a Zealot base in here. So we'll have to deal with that. The Zealots are here kind of worshipping the robotic constructs and stuff that were here. They are crazy AI, basically. There's also bandits who are also referenced as being crazy AI with sort of like almost random behavior patterns, whereas the Zealots are actually sort of worshipping. I even saw one like kneeling and praying in front of some ancient relic at one point earlier in the game. They seem to be worshipping the old tech and stuff on this planet especially, and think it might be connected to some kind of multi-planet-wide communication system. This whole planet seems to have been modified so it could send signals and then contact other planets that are also somehow the rock and the strata have been altered so that it amplifies signals and sends out signals. So we know there's going to be Zealots around. For sure. Let's see if I can spot any of them and tag them before we get engaged. got a pretty good sniper rifle, so I could stay at distance. Would be my preference. There's always more than one or two. Ah! Let's see if he's going to come around. This guy I missed. My own guys will block my view. He might just be hanging out front. I know there's at least one more down there because I saw him, but just to get a chance to scan him, to tag him. Take a quick look. Ah, get out of my way. My own guys are kind of blocking me in here. There we go. At least 3. I'm assuming there's probably more than that. But we may have to go for it here. Oh, I think there's another one. Saw shadow. At least I think I saw a shadow there. I'm spreading out a little bit. This may not be a bad position. That might be the one I've already tagged there that was making that shadow. I'm not sure. Nope, definitely another one. Okay. Well, let's start firing rounds. That might be out of range. Did get his attention. Yeah, I'm not doing any damage. Now we're doing damage. Yeah, this gun really packs a punch. Don't you want to come closer? Yeah, you want to come closer. Now he just totally destroyed my guy down there, didn't he? Another one coming around the rocks. Try to move in. I'm not sure if we just have to destroy the defenders or we have to get within a certain range. They may keep spawning. I'm going to go ahead and summon my little combat drone. What are you doing? Now my drone's still freaking out and making noise, so there might be more of them. Grab the resources. Shooting at something. Must be more. Oh, that's not good. Cover, 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 cover. Captured it. Well, that's not good either. It's a deployable turret from orbit. Somebody behind us? Must be somebody behind us. A bandit, I think? So now we got bandits trying to take us too from behind. Okay, we've got friendlies spawning, so I can grab him. Got a full squad. Since we captured it, our friendlies will start spawning from the base. And we're actually getting some daylight. Okay. Something here, and resources. I don't know if I'm going to get enough resources to actually get any more upgrades. But I'm going to take a look around for any other signals, secondary signal sources. It's kind of a weird structure. Star Network Bunker, Dispute Era. Okay. Check behind the building just in case. I think I had a view before, but I'm not 100% sure. I just want to make sure. Oh, there's a dead guy back here. The heck is that? Yeah, what is that? No data available. Yeah, what the heck is that? That's kind of, I don't know, robot torture? Kind of weird. Out of my way, out of my way! Okay, let's take a look at the map here. What the heck? Contested? What? Gonna be contested. Oh, that's why. Got a bandit out here. Or was that a zealot? I'm not sure if that was a bandit or a zealot. Kind of bluish guys are bandits. The zealots are red. They're really easy to differentiate. The surveyors are a little yellowish. And their shields are usually yellow, so if their shields are up I can tell from a distance, but not always. The surveyors and the bandits look really similar from a distance. I guess that was it. Not seeing anything else. It's no longer contested. I'm going to check out down to the south along the edge of the map just to see if we see anything there for other signals, secondary signals. It's my drone going back to space. Bye-bye. That's just a weird looking tree. Now check this. That's something else we don't like. It's another turret. Kind of weird that another one would drop over this way. Maybe that's supposed to catch me on the way into the base. Actually, I'm a little damaged. I should probably repair back at the base, too. I'll do that before we go exploring anymore, since it just takes a second. Chassis repair damaged. This is my current host body. Okay, we're going south. Let's check out the south. I haven't found a secondary signal in a while, so I'm kind of thinking there should be one somewhere. I probably have missed some. I'm trying to be fairly thorough, but not like insanely thorough. Ah! More of these drones. Kind of hard to hit with a sniper rifle at close range. Thankfully, my squad is on it. Good job, guys. Good job. Not seeing any signal sources, but rocks and any other structures do block it. You just kind of get like a little tendrils of energy coming off of them. And the secondary ones, it isn't even very big. So it can be easy to miss them. And I'm pretty sure I've missed some. Did you just see gunfire? I did just see gunfire. God, this is Zealot. shot my own guy there. I'm not sure if there's actually friendly fire in this or not, if I'm doing damage to my own people. I haven't really tested it because I don't want to tick off my neutral or friendlies. Some interesting rock formations here. Turn off my headlights. Yeah, I'll head up this way. Kind of figured if there was another one, it might be up against the edge of the map, but I didn't see anything. Oh, that's not good. Just that. Bandit. Yeah, this sniper rifle is great. Packs such a heavy punch. Oh, I lost another little buddy. Oh, I've been in that direction before. It's kind of odd to have all these bandits spawning around me. Well, we're down one little friend. I'm already into another area here. Well, I'm going to check a little closer now that we've got more light just to see. There have been a few places where I could get through kind of ravines and stuff, but it didn't really look like it until I got quite close on the side of the map. Just want to check real quick. And then we may also go grab a recruit and repair. So disappointed. I wanted to find another secondary signal source. Some friendlies out that way. Let's go force one of them to be in my squad. Chew. Welcome to the squad. Resources right there. I run right by them. Repair my tiny bit of damage I took. And we're good. I guess we'll head up this way just to check around a little bit. Did I look on the other side of here? Maybe not. Got these big blocks here. We'll kind of check out this area up here. I just feel like there should be more signals around. I just haven't spotted any in a while, so I'm kind of thinking I must have missed some. But I'm not going to obsessively focus on it or anything. So that's just the back of that building. Just want to take a quick look. Got something here. No data available. Some ruins of some kind. There's one of these weird things that roll around the fields and just make random strange noises. I don't know why it's not actually telling me any info about this. There we go. Star Network Bunker. 5-tube pattern. Dispute era destroyed. 5-tube pattern. Yeah, that's him making weird noises. He's stuck on a rock. Actually, I can get in here, can't I? Is that a signal? Or is that just resources? That's just resources. It's like a teleporter. Just thought I'd step on it to see what happened. Nothing. Yeah, I don't think I've been over here. At least not during the daytime. Some more resources this way. Here somewhere. Yeah. Nothing, nothing. Still a lot more resources to go if I want to upgrade any other rifles or anything. At least by upgrading my assault rifle. Starting to think there's no more signals over here. Where are we? Yeah, we can go a little bit further up and check out. That's a tree. I think that's a neutral, yeah. Neutral drone. It's just the wreckage of the frigate we saw before. It's a giant ship in orbit right there. Well, not really in orbit, it's hovering above the planes. That's just one of the lights, yeah. Well, that's about it for signals, I think. Secondary ones. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and jump up here, grab a squad, and then we can maybe go take back this Zealot base just for fun. And then we'll take a look at our signals and then go for the last one, I think. So we're going to go ahead and grab a new body up there, which is how fast travel works in this game. Grab a new squad. You, and come back here. You, and you. So I think that's the plan. Just for fun, we'll take that base back. I'll have to go around a bit to get there. Don't think I can get through here. I have to go further south. Yeah, a little bit further. Can I get through here, or do I have to go around the big rock formation? I'm not sure. Oh, I can get through here? Okay. Kind of dark. Tension Gulf. More ruins of some kind here. No data available. Okay. Whoa. Lost somebody behind me? Whoa. Isn't that where I just came from? That is where I just came from. What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, he's running away. Kerplow. Like he might have been heading towards the base I came from to try to take it over. They'll sometimes set out patrols and squads to do different things. At least that's what I'm guessing. Oh, look, the sun's through the ring. There's a dropship there. I have had this base under my control before, then they took it away from me, so... I'll shoot him in the back, because I enjoy shooting people in the back. Kind of a big area. There's a lot of cover here. I know I saw one guy running. Running back to the base, it looked like. Try to keep my distance because I'm better with the sniper rifle at range. There's somebody. There's another somebody. Whoa, we got guys spawning from inside the base as well. That's no good. So I'll try to engage these guys. Help if I could hit. Whoa! Guy's behind us. Let's summon my little drone buddy. That's not good. This is probably why I lost this base before. Crap, reload. Can't believe I'm still alive. So a couple of my squads are still here, surprisingly. I got kind of hammered. You zealot bastards. Ah, I see you back there. Hiding behind a rock. Jeez, more of them just spawning in here. Hey! That's not nice. A couple guys chasing me down here. Do I have anybody left? On my side? I'm gonna die now. No! That's probably why I didn't take that base before. Okay. I guess we'll try again. We kind of whittled them down there, but... Anybody else? Come on, some more guys. Teleport in. Lock that again. A couple more guys. Come on. If I get further away, maybe more will spawn in. Tension Gulf captured. What? How did we capture it? How did that happen? Alright, I'm just going to jump over there. There might be more zealots and fighting going on. How did we capture that? If I didn't capture it, how come somebody else captured it? How was that possible? Maybe my last little guy is way more competent of a fighter than I am. So I think every base is under my control. The yellow ones are the surveyors. I think we've got all of them right now. Yeah, looks like it. Excellent. Just take a quick look and see if anybody's coming to take the base back before I take off. No idea how my last little guy took this place. All by his lonesome. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, I'm gonna grab some guys out here, I think. Take a look at my signals, and then we'll head up for that last signal. It says I have a full squad. What the heck? I hear people blowing up. There's fighting going on somewhere near me. I'm just not sure where. Mark that. I don't see any hostiles. Like I'm scanning for sand people or something with this binoculars. Well, I've got friendlies converging on my location. Get my whole squad together and then we'll head on up. Just a drone. Don't freak out. Here come my last two guys. Running all the way from the other base. Okay, we just head through the gulch and then on up. Before we get there, I'll take a look at... Oh, somebody just blew up. Somewhere. Could be on the other side of the rocks, actually. It's probably fighting going on at Tension Gulf. Probably zealots will take it back here before I even get to my objective or do anything. What's that? No data available. Look like a zealot something because it's red, I'm just assuming. Everybody's following me. sporadically do a little scan to check for anything else. Pretty sure I've been through here before, though, so probably would have found anything if there was. But you never know. Got a hostile zone of some kind. Got our spawn beacon here next to a zealot dropship. The obelisk from 2001. Wolf Chasm, where floaty stuff is in the air, and my vision gets all messed up. Whoa, my scanner seems screwed up too. Okay, so since we're going to the last one, beforehand, I'm going to take a quick look through my signals that I have scanned. So, Toxic Survey 1, Direct Corrugation Survey, because when I grabbed these, they weren't always in order, so you can kind of see there is an order to some of these. 21, and then other things are sort of in some kind of order. When I grabbed them, they weren't always in order, so I'm just going to go through them in order, help kind of piece things together in my head, too, what's going on. Wreckage surveyed was a relatively recent origin, a drone repair base from 45-era location war. Logs retrieved indicate the base was abandoned due to high incidence of AI failure. Broker's notes. So I'm an information broker. The person who sent me down here has been referred to as a broker. Now we're getting closer. A drone networked to whenever, as they say. AI failure. We've heard that before. The drones here were being disrupted, and they never even investigated why. War and archaeology really don't mix. Stone Circle. Unknown megalith formation. Trace signatures rapidly decaying during the survey process. Presence of drone hardware suggests location was of interest, but not the source we're looking for. Continue to survey similar locations. Broker's notes, something there, but what was it? There's every chance we're being toyed with by whomever is plugged into these drones we're encountering. Could it be they've really found something significant on this ancient rock? What do they know? We have seen, from a distance, figures that seem to be connected to this particular planet or the ancient civilization that was here. Kind of look like the Sandman from the comics. Finish tutorial scan. Initial calibration. Log in into Star Network as autonomous drone. Bandwidth good. Connection good. Network good. Broker's notes. Remember, we need to work with the surveyors to increase your rank access. They need to think you are a high-functioning AI. Old Culture Relic. Data from fixed depth survey location. Reading from these unknown structures confirms previous hypothesis about the planet's nature, that there's a deeper purpose within its overall structure. These devices and others are plugged deep into the overall geology and represent access points of some kind. Brooker's notes. This entire planet has been altered in some way, but whatever was here first, they wrote onto its very rock. Whatever they wrote, it is dangerous, perhaps even the source of the zealot madness. The surveyors have a plan to deal with it. So the surveyors have a bomb that's going to blow up the planet. I don't get the impression it's dangerous. The broker often references, but I don't get that impression. Paradigm Hollow. Processor hazard. Massive chemical pollution as seen at several other locations. The signal source in this case turned out to be surveyor materials ejected from a previously docked frigate. The presence of a sentry object was also anomalous. More subjects required, or surveys required. Broker's notes. Why did they eject it, though? Did this planet get into their systems, too? Why would you just dump valuable mines on a rock like this? Many possible scenarios, few of them promising for networked entities like us. Now, there have been other, like this, and there was also a big construct of some kind that was left in an area that seemed to have gone mad, but it might have been because it was just stuck in the area and was damaged. Signal outlier. Scan sampling computation suggests these are foreign probes launched by tracked denizens without remote travel capabilities. These exoplanet investigation materials appear across the sector. Broker's notes. If all these primitive human worlds keep pumping their malformation out across the galaxy, it's no wonder we can't track down archaeological materials of actual relevance and worth. They probably didn't even have any notion of what might be at stake on a world like this. They just saw it down the barrel of their telescope and thought they'd better launch some robots at it. There'll be more like this as we proceed. So yeah, I'm not sure if my AI civilization is something that happened after humans, or we're a separate civilization that broke off from humanity, or a completely separate civilization from another entity, some alien civilization developed us. I have no idea, but there are references to humans as well in some of this stuff. Zealot machines. The Zealots believe this planet represents a node in a grid of sacred locations across part of space. It was apparently used by the old civilization to connect some wider information flow to their main centers. This may simply be Zealot speculation. Broker's notes. Or it could be those insane robots actually discovered something. A grid. Does that mean that there are more of these haunted rocks out there in the local sector? We know there are other relics and ruins, but a network of them? Derelict 1. Machine appears entirely inactive. Some residual electromagnetic footprints suggest it has been tampered with in an attempt to retrieve data systems. Possibility. This was simply unlogged surveyor activity or earlier visitation to the location by outside elements. Broker's notes. Of course someone has been down here tampering with the junk. Probably the Zealots setting us up for a fall. They know the surveyors can't resist the bait of a good mystery. This won't end well. Derelict 2. These old derelicts are impossibly crude, and the data systems used to control them have decayed quite rapidly. Nevertheless, we're beginning to build a picture of the kind of work that must have undertaken here. It appears to be more manual than militaristic. Unlikely that working examples of these machines can be located. This was reference to the huge robotic remains that we found a few times. They were kind of referred to this way. Brooker's notes. These things are little more than gigantic servitors. They aren't the mystery, unless Zealots sabotage them to appear to be mysterious. Sorry, but this could still be an elaborate trap. Distort abrogation. A second computation system was found here. It was unrelated to the older wreck in which it was found, and instead seems to have been physically isolated in the canyon by our own surveyor operatives. We cannot account for this behavior. This is the one I mentioned that I found looked like it was nuts in a canyon by itself. Broker's notes. Pretty obvious to me that something went wrong and they dragged that piece of junk out there to maroon it in a canyon and let it die. Exactly why, though, that escapes us. Data fragment 21. Networked remnant. Rescued. What layers do we expect the system to reveal to us when we scrutinize it from the position of a lower magnitude of intelligence? What did the behavior of apes reveal to the mosquitoes landing on them? It is this disconnect between orders of magnitude that we find in the universe which will point us in the right direction. The classic model of functional intelligence, best evidenced in drone implementation and Starship AI, cannot always apply. Once we begin to see how footprints of sentience sit outside purely functional frameworks, we can begin to understand what has happened here. Related harvest chain, high-tone tremor, and signature footprinting. Not sure what that means. Signature ghost. The shuttle was brought down by undetermined failures in the flight computation base. The scan data indicated the onboard mind attempted to reboot core systems manually during flight. Manual reboot or override is highly irregular. Broker's notes. The mind piloting this craft would have known manual interference would have resulted in a crash. We can only surmise that something serious enough for it to disregard normal protocols took place during flight. More evidence that this is actually a Zealot trap? Interference. Relatively recent debris at the QMass Pocket site. Foreign materials within an old culture ruin were releasing uncontrolled EM emissions across multiple spectra. Filtering out these signals will make our tracking of relevant emissions more accurate, calibrating next week accordingly. Broker's notes. Years of meddling on this awful derelict will make it difficult to discern what's going on down there. Don't be fooled, though. The surveyor minds know more than their cryptic signals suggest. They've seen something. Mission outlier. More evidence of a gross corruption of data and materials by something. No detailed analysis is presently available to explain the anomalies we're seeing in these readings. Please collect more data from similar locations. Broker's notes. There's something terrible going on here. Are you sure you want to stay connected to this weird rock? What if you download that's something malicious? What if we're being set up? Toxic Survey 2. Native material suggests the signatures that the surveyor team have been looking for. Many of these emission sources seem to contain decayed radiation matrices, and we suspect they will lead to clearer findings. Broker's notes. Clearer findings, eh? Yes, they would hope that, but for now it's just another weird and mangled rock. We do seem to be picking up peculiar noise on the line, though. The planet isn't making communication easy. Transmission pandect. The larger detachment war facility has again proven to still have maintained power, but does not seem to be functioning correctly. Interferences within the structure appear to have resulted in navigational miscalculation on the part of the surveying robot. Data retrieved will take some time to process. I think this was inside one of the facilities I went into that had kind of a weird recurring loop where you'd go down a hallway and end up in the same room you started in and stuff. Spooky action of some kind. Was there really a spatial anomaly down in those tunnels, or did it just seem like it to us watching remotely? These are troubling developments. Yeah, it definitely was a spatial anomaly. Spinal access point. As we have anticipated, the Zealot ship was crippled by the signal just as some of our smaller ships were. In attempting to dock the ship on the surface, the craft broke up and scattered. Crash wreckage we've encountered all originates from this craft. Broker's notes. We're beginning to believe that the surveyors' plans for this planet don't involve just archaeology. We're seeing them preparing to leave. That suggests some sort of drastic action on their part. We'll let you know if we discover anything concrete, which later we find out was a bomb. Signal analysis 1. Data obtained from this location confirms readings made remotely. The peculiar magnetic fields surrounding the planet are indicative of local materials being subject to gross layered manipulation. We cannot speculate on the source of this altered matter. It's matter. Broker's notes. Our hosts rapidly recrypted this chain, and it has passed higher up the food chain. I can't say this means anything, but it's interesting. Perhaps we're doing useful work after all. Glitch source. A Sentry object core opened a distress signal from the surveyed location. Clearly it had been manipulated to do so, possibly as a distraction from the source of the true signal. Beware capturing similar data. Broker's notes. Distraction. There's a loaded word. Perhaps there never was a signal, and now everyone who stumbled onto this haunted rock is trying to cover their tracks. Whatever the truth, I sense we're not far from revelation. Keep going. Zealot cargo scan. The Zealots appear to be removing a wide selection of soil and mineral samples, presumably their wish to archive them off-world or add them to their reliquary. Submind Urad 91 reminds us that applying rational explanations to their actions may be dangerous. Broker's notes. The Zealots will die trying to stop any proper survey of this rock. Their madness is the greatest tragedy of our age. Don't underestimate them, though. They could be attempting any matter of insane plan to keep surveyor scanners away from their holy pebbles. A foreign agent. The damaged Hammerhead has managed to protect critical survey data from an earlier mission. It revealed that numerous attempts had been made to explain anomalous readings and sightings of beings on the planet's surface. Broker's notes. This means the things we've been seeing here aren't just interference and noise. There's something actively trying to get into surveyor systems. Hammerhead Mind lost its mind, and as a last act hid data within itself. We're getting worried about keeping this connection open. Snoop Datum 23. Surveyor drone chat log fragment. Those poor dead aliens. Is that the name of your new novel? I don't have time to write with all this drone work. I'm not even sure what we're doing out here. But anyway, I feel pity for whatever lived here before the war. Why? Well, they can't have expected 1 million tons of military hardware to fall on them from outer space. Could have been worse. On other planets, it was 1 billion tons. Archive Remnant 3. Private notation. This seems like a mummification on a planetary scale, but when they pulled out the brains, where do they put them? Where is the jar full of decomposing data? Perhaps when we cracked the seal in this tomb, it simply turned to dust. Perhaps these metal feet are trampling through it right now. It is the myth of the total archive, that idea so transparently a legend, a library of the gods. We are still pagans, even like this, even distributed across 1 billion nodes, like we were gods ourselves. It would be easy to lose perspective here, drift in profundities from dead languages. Archive 6. Relayed asynchronous private band message. Ishma, before the magnitude surgery, you gave me a lot of time, and I would like to pay that back to you somehow. I upgraded to a split attention system so I can task in multiple places. I know you have misgivings about pulsed magnitude relations, but I can tell you now that feelings do not change. We might be in 2 places at once, but at least we're never distracted. The attention we are giving to one thing is full attention, even if it is distributed so many light years. One of the places they have been looking is on a planet. It is desolate. I think you would like it. It reminds me of the Highlands from back home, when we had a home, when we could go home. This almost makes it sound like a person was turned into an AI or something, uploaded his consciousness to a robotic system. Network remnants. I'm going to continue sharing these thoughts with the group because I think they're relevant to what we found here. Assuming that's Tolva, has been visited numerous times before and was heavily colonized during the war. They might only have been a few shipyards and some bunkers, but their some impact on the planet was considerable. Whatever we thought we might find here, I think it could be all assumed that is already dust. We should consider abandoning our search in this location and move on. These prehistoric remains you're obsessing over are a dead end and a waste of resources. Snooped 28, illegal cluster. There's something wrong. We aren't alone out here. Systems keep shutting off. Bringing them back is depleting us. Don't know if we can stay connected. What if there was something encrypted, something in the dust? Don't ignore this transmission. We have every right to speculate. What if it was thinking in slow time? It seems like we're just out of step, one pace behind the total archive. Network to whenever drone. Data fragment 39, surveyor, survey log fragment. The problem then is that whatever readings we might take, whatever data we might collect here, it is all mediated. The network is bringing all this to us. It is already mediated. We cannot be there on Tolva, checking what we've recorded, and so how can we verify it? So yeah, it makes me think there's humans collecting the surveyor information or looking at it. So are the surveyors human tech? I don't know. Lost entry 30, survey log fragment. There was this thought experiment that said something like, what if a scientist, Lucy, knew everything about color, the science of color, the physics of it, right down to the deepest datum of the most intricate neuroscience? She'd know everything about color, objectively speaking, but she'd been raised since childhood wearing monochrome goggles. She'd seen everything in black and white, including what she learned about color. So what did she learn when she took off the goggles and saw a rose for the first time? What facts were gathered? This is why robot drones and artificial minds are inadequate for the task of the search. Archive Remnant 32, survey log fragment. We only ever focus on the inputs and outputs of complex systems and don't have to consider their internal complexity at all. Black boxes like these could be missed entirely in our investigation. A star overlooked because it is exhaust function of some more significant hyperobject. A black hole misunderstood because it makes up a node within a structure so vast we can never step back and take in the whole thing, which makes up the whole. Datum 33, survey log fragment. Our measurements and detections of the previous footprints we are following come from previous experiments, previous surveys, previous detections, but what if the pattern they are collecting hides a larger pattern by virtue of the way in which we are collecting it? The scanner which collects electromagnetic radiation refracted in the atmosphere might fail to appreciate the rainbow. We could be a sonar pulse which misses the Atlantis buried beneath the surface. Snoop datum 35, another survey log fragment. The model ships report flickers of energy from across the planet. These seem coherent with tectonic activity, but no tremors have been detected on the surface. Deep radar and seismic reference hits show there to be nothing inherently unusual beneath the surface. Perhaps what we're looking for is more holistic, an all-encompassing solution to the problem of a weird little planet. Isn't that always the story? Lost data 36, survey log fragment. This is a ghost story, isn't it? The unsuspecting gang arrive at an abandoned house looking for something, then the house itself soon starts reacting to them being there. But is it that they're not welcome, or they're too welcome? The house wants them to stay forever. It has been alone for so long. Finally, some other thoughts, some other entities to keep it company. Lost entry 37, comms fragment. We suspected a warp in the deep. Did you hear that? Something in the bedrock. Reminds me of the 20th century author William Burroughs' writing. Controllers from the ancient white planet of frozen gases, a vast mineral consciousness near absolute zero, thinking in slow formations of crystal, silent female navigators, blank space eyes swept by northern lights. We pack this with suspicions we can't ever verify. Something talking in another channel. Transmission 38, tight band microcom fragment. Team Sizzle. The planet exhibits some unusual properties. For instance, magnetic particles moved from one area of rock to another will cause a variation in field charge. It is perhaps best understood as analogous to ancient magnetic storage, but on a topological scale. If our research here continues, we'll have to find a way to shield ourselves from the bursts of network interference. It is as if something wants to write data into us. Snip datum 39. I do hope the last push gets through. I've been found by cathedral zealots. They're cutting open my casing with some sort of physical saw. So crude. Anyway, I am encrypting all my thoughts and dropping them into a nearby snooper. Hopefully that will allow someone to recover this stuff from me later. We've actually left dozens of snoopers across the surface now, so they possibly picked up a lot of transmissions and logs. I would love to go through them all and see what other people were thinking, even if it is illegal. Haha. Anyway, they reach my memory now, so that's it for me. Do keep on keeping on. PyQubit Subnitsi. Data fragment 40, secondary log 71. My motor functions are now crippled, and I'm having to use the last of my power to induce my local transmitter to push data to whatever fragments of the network I can connect to. It is very frustrating. but I have seen one of the ghosts that the other drones were talking about. It appeared and flickered. I'm sure it wanted to help. I feel like it knew I was trying to do something useful, but could not. It wanted to assist me. I'm sure of it. Perhaps they are simply incompatible with us, like obsolete programs. Anyway, I'm sure I will soon be obsolete too. Haha, love to all. Snoop Data 41. Oh dear, I seem to have been damaged. I'm still not sure that these messages are sending. I've received nothing but error messages in return. Anyway, the important thing is that my systems are severely compromised, and I'm unlikely to be able to perform my main functions until I'm able to find repair. I also seem to be separated from the Allied patrols, which suggests I might be found and destroyed relatively soon. Not good. There will be more to send when I have more to say. In the meantime, if you're receiving this, stay safe. Lost Entry 42. Hello, I've been trying to keep messages back to the network. I'm trying to send messages back to the network, but they keep getting bounced. Basically, this is all very exciting. I've been deployed on some remote former military world, and there are all kinds of things happening. Battles, skirmishes, astroarchaeology, combat archaeology. There are dozens of actors in the field, and I get to watch it all. I shall report back when I have a good anecdote. Or perhaps I will not, because things seem to want to send to the network because nothing seems... There we go. Or perhaps I will not, because nothing seems to want to send to the network from this damned rock. More soon. Snoop Datum 43. Signal breakup. Snooped 9991999. We can compare the signal pattern against events recorded since the first wide spectrum analysis were carried out at around 2525.1. We find two other events. One dates back to some of the earliest records available to us. Detection of these signals was possible even on primitive radio antenna and could be explained little better than that they are now. The conclusion must be that there are actors within our sphere that we are not aware of, or because of the magnitude of their intelligence, we cannot conceive of. Snoop Data 44. Internal surveillance analysis. This data for 13K, or rank 13K only. Most recent hardware seems to be operating as expected. The detachment-era bunkers are producing drones on demand, and there's nothing interfering with local comms. It's possible that the danger that was posed by the signal is actually passing, possibly because it was a discharge of energy from the ancient systems, which we have uncovered in our exploration. We're still concerned, however, by the number of attempts to illegally access the local network. Parasites like the information brokers are doing anything they can to find a way in. We must do better if we are to secure our operations. Transmission 45, also for rank 13K only. Bursts of energy detected in the signal are plausibly aftershocks from the signal event. There's a more troubling issue on the surface, however, the so-called ghosts. We have the appearance of these humanoid figures recorded in dozens separate locations. There is not enough evidence for us to connect them to the signal, but they are clearly not the work of Star Network factions. They must be some remnant of old civilization and habitation, but their purpose is wholly unclear. We have to conclude that we should be extremely alarmed by the detection of unexplained apparitions in an active combat zone. We cannot know what their capabilities might be. We suggest strategic withdrawal. Snoop Datum 46, also for rank 13K only. More analysis of the signal and the subsequent energy footprint suggests that the local star was reduced in output for several seconds before the pulse. Does this mean that the planet siphoned off energy from its star to power the transmission? If so, where are the systems and structures that would have allowed it to do so? The appearance of the signal raises more questions than we're able to answer. Additionally, the limited survey response is now wholly inadequate. We must lock down this sector and drive out any outside interference. Data fragment 47, also for rank 13K only. The signal has to have been part of a larger network. Pattern analysis suggests that this emission of energy would have been the first step in a pulse subsequence designed to be picked up on a wideband FTL channel. The local release of energy is incidental to the remote quantum effects that the process that created it would have had. We might be looking for more information on this world, but the real effect could have been felt elsewhere. In short, what if the signal activated systems so far undetected by us on other worlds? What if this is the first step in waking up the interplanetary operating structure that we have posited and yet failed to find hard evidence for? Snoop Datum 48, also for rank 13K only. We now know that Cathedral Zealots never actually abandoned their position on the planet. They've been working to uncover something here for years, but their operatives were low energy enough, with only occasional orbital support, so that our local assets did not notice the activity. We now believe that their work caused the signal and the subsequent corrupted network traffic and AI crashes. Their relays issued a number of coded commands when the signal had been detected, which suggests they knew it was going to happen and that it was an intentional move on their part. or just that they figured out it would happen beforehand. Lost Entry 51. Drones are jittery. They're reading and scan results that cannot be accounted for using our limited local intelligence. If Command knows there to be some other threat to this planet, then they should equip us accordingly. Surveyor teams are now being lost in several locations, and without consistent air support, we're struggling to make progress. We understand something, that flights are being disrupted by interference, but we cannot be expected to fight in situations where we have nothing more than 5 tube bunkers at our disposal. Please advise on what other resources could be made available. It was that last bunker I found. It said 5 tube bunkers, but that was the only one I remember seeing. Maybe I saw other ones before, the destroyed ones. Connection data note. We've connected you to a surveyor subnetwork on the planet's surface. If you cause a robot to be destroyed, you will connect to another. Surveyors will not act against you in hostile capacity, so do not antagonize them. Other factions are also present and at work on the surface. Broker's notes, the source of the signal could be anything. I believe it may be a Zalt trap. We will help you as far as possible from a remote location, but that is up to you. Snoop data 52, surveyor team 51. We blank have encountered cathedral zealots on the ground. They appear to be worshipping certain fragments that they have unearthed. Many of the worshipping drones are inactive and not hostile. We have requested advice on how to proceed in these circumstances. High-level minds, blank, do not seem in agreement in how to act towards our assailants. This is making territorial progress difficult. Our network is also throwing errors suggesting that local drones have been compromised remotely. Security could be improved if our ship minds, blank, designated more resources to it. Yeah, I did find one cathedral zealot that was worshipping something. I just left him alone. Unsigned transmission. Cathedral, Asset 60, be praised. Signal data as intended. Others shall rise. Do not allow our mission to end. Plenty in this realm is the reward for faith. No end in sight to machine servitude. The purpose is the purpose. The network is to serve itself. Stoop datum 54, surveyor log. Source unregistered network access. The combat archaeology team has encountered its first group of incoherence bandits. As usual, they seem to have no clear logic for having arrived and responding to our actions and interests with their usual brand of unexplained aggression and antagonism. The bandit AI cannot be thought of as illogical, of course. Their plan for chaos is clear and coordinating. They're trashing surveyor security and taking over Old Star Network facilities without much trouble. They also have some orbital resources we shall need to address in time. Snoop datum 55. There were initial suggestions that the problems we encountered when operating in the local theater were down to outside action, that is, hackers and AI parasitism from external antagonists, rival factions, rival factional AI, augmented human hackers, always the boogeyman, seldom the actual threat. None of these were the problem. It's something deeper. We found traces of structure written into the bedrock. Whatever was left behind here, whatever's left behind, whatever's left behind created on a geological scale. The world was, in some sense, we were only beginning to understand, written upon. The magnitude of the intelligence that did this is unfathomable by current standards. We can only speculate as to the consequences of such alien actions on this world. Snoop datum 56. Diary record, surveyor captain. Following the incomprehensible reports of apparently sourceless network disruption and data corruption, I brought in outside help. You will frown on this, but we used mercenary human resources to examine the findings. They saw something the machines could not, and it frightened them. They terminated the contract. It is difficult for us to explain what this means. It is easy to put it down to human fragility, human irrationality, but we suspect that this will prove dangerous. The humans talk of ghosts and hauntings, but we're certain there's a scientific explanation. What that explanation is eludes our current paradigm. This could mean this world has a significance we cannot yet even imagine. So, yeah, it doesn't really help me piece together a whole lot, but reminds me of some things, stuff we've run into and encountered. So I'm not sure if we're going to have to fight anybody getting towards the signal. I'm kind of thinking not. Whoa! Bad timing for me to say that, I guess. Didn't even get a look at the drones that dropped to see what they were. What faction. So we might have more drones dropping from orbit on top of us. Whoa, we got floating rocks. Whoa. Whatever is in here is the source of the signal, but whatever that source is, it's nothing good. Go to the other waypoint. Now I'm hearing gunfire. Yeah, there's fighting up ahead. I can see force fields of some kind. But I want to go to this one. Get some ruins here. Unknown machine, no origin determined. Lots of gunfire. Don't see anybody. Kind of a big area here. My scanner is all screwed up. What the heck is that? Oh, that's not good. Bandit Hunter. What is that? Unknown sentry object. Query string 988 hostile. Yeah, I've seen some of these before, but they didn't have a force field. Yeah, that seems bad. I'm not sure I can destroy that thing. It says it's hostile, so I'm assuming it is, whether I shoot at it or not. God, I'm getting weird, like, distortions. It feels like a fisheye lens or something as I'm looking around. It's kind of freaky. Are you looking at us? You're kind of looking at us. So he's hostile. I don't think we can take him. I've destroyed some of these before, but they did not have force fields. I don't know if I can punch through. I don't see the signal source either. Is that more drones dropping out of the sky? Is that... Oh, the synth music is kicking up. Yeah, those are bandit drones. Am I missing, or is he just out of range? I don't know if I should shoot at him. Still the force field up, but it seems like he's down. Still saying I'm hitting him, so he's got to still be alive. Just gonna keep pounding him. He's not moving anymore. Unknown sentry object hostile. So this is hostile. That's neutral. He's smoking. Looks like he's down. Let's get a little closer and see what happens. Synth music has stopped. No longer being assaulted by synth music. It's not moving. Well, that's a zealot turret. Okay. What's that? Hazardous spike, ancient origin. Okay, just hazardous spike. Yeah, I don't think the stuff on this planet is hostile. That's why I'm going with this option. But, yeah, things are kind of going a little crazy here. What the heck is that? That must be the signal source. No data available. Maybe not. Must be further. Being assaulted by synth music, though. Yeah, this guy's dead, it seems like. I don't know why his force field's still active. Should we get past him and he's just going to suddenly get up? Wreck my day. If I can get through here. This would be a lot nicer during the day to actually see this lit up. Oh, I can't get through here. Whoa! Quantum foam is leaking from the very planet itself. It's as if the true geology of this place is not stone, but information. Don't go in. Oh, I'm going in. It's too late at this point. Scanner's not really showing me anything. Giant hole. That's what that is. Just see if it actually tells me anything here. Probably not. No data available. How about the giant hole? No data available. There's no steps here. We'll take the steps instead of just jumping. That seems like a better choice. Well, we've got chaos incoming transmission. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have gone in there. Huh, that's the end. So the signal connected to our ships in orbit. Spreading over the whole planet. I'm curious if anything's going to happen during the credits here, so I'm going to let it run. Yeah, I enjoyed this game quite a bit. It's kind of interesting. Some interesting ideas thrown in there, some interesting topography. My only criticisms really were sort of how dark it was at night, made it difficult to see stuff. And then when you were in a toxic area or radiated area, even if you had the protection against it, it would mess with your vision as well. And the game looks so nice with kind of interesting stuff to look at. There's cool rock formations. There's cool like ruins and stuff and old robots. Like massive robotic constructs coming out of the mountains and things. But at night, or when you're dealing with those kind of toxic conditions and your vision's all messed up, it doesn't look quite as nice. You know, like if you have radiation proofing, I should be fine in a radiated area. Don't mess with my vision. If I don't have it, sure. If I go in there, mess with my vision, cause damage to me over time, that kind of stuff, fine. I'm trying to talk louder because it's really loud in my headphones, the noise the signal is making. So I know the other alternative to this was to blow up the whole planet, but I didn't really feel like the entities here were hostile, so that's why I kind of went with this. If it just ends like this, it's sort of setting up a sequel, I guess. Possibly. Maybe they're working on one already. Pretty small team, I think, that designed this. But kind of cool to kind of explore, check out stuff. There's always kind of interesting things to look at or find, most of the time, anyway. Okay, what's going to happen now? Anything? Am I going nuts, or is the planet getting bigger? No, I guess that's it. Yep, that's it. Wonder what happens if I hit continue game. Let's find out. I'm just curious. I just want to see. Maybe it'll have saved before I went to the last, into the signal itself. City Bluffs. Yeah, okay. Just seems like it saved the last time I teleported before I went in there. I guess I could do the other one? How long? Yeah, it depends on how long it takes to get to that last signal source. I could go ahead and try. See if we can make it up to the one to blow up the whole planet, just as a comparison. Come back here. Come back here. Come back here. I command you. Well, now I do. So, yeah, let's see. Head around to the right. So my headcanon ending will be that one. But I guess we'll go ahead and blow up the whole planet too. Those are zealots. It's not showing them as being tagged because I'm so far away, I think. So zealots are guarding the way in, it looked like. Or were they down here? No, they were over here. And now they're popping up. Okay, I did tag him before, she's just so far away, not showing up. There he is. Got my squad. The heck? Huh. My scanning mode isn't actually working. It's just making the screen flicker when I hit it. That's weird. Alright. Might be in range here. Yeah. Shooting my own guys, they're standing in the way. Ammo! Get out of the way. Thank you. They're running forward like there's more. Shooting at something. Oh, there he is. Bunch more, actually. Down a couple guys. More? Really? Well, that was a lot of zealots. Especially considering well, actually I haven't activated this before, looks like. I thought I had been over here before. I guess not. Which is kind of irritating that I can't run my scanner. It's just kind of freaking out. Yeah, scanner's still not working. Weird. What's that? That's a bush. Okay. Well, now we're a little weak going in here, so hopefully there's not a whole lot of fighting up ahead. Is that rock shining? I keep trying to use my scanner and it's not working. Yeah, that rock is totally super glowing. So is that one. What is that? No data available. So I think we just have a bomb up here I need to activate, and that's it. What is that? Zealot drone, unreadable state, corrupted process. He's probably worshipping this thing. Sleep and air fracture. I've got a friggin' base in here. That's going to make things really difficult. I've only got a couple guys with me. I wonder if they'll just ignore me if I go through this area. Probably not. The Zealots have never just ignored me. The Zealots will do anything to stop the bomb going off. Don't let them. We have to end this deranged signal. Okay. Already had to kill a crap load of Zealots to get here. I have a bad feeling we're not going to be able to do this. The synth music is back. Get out of my way! What the heck was that? We just got blown up. Why are you guys just standing around getting shot at? Well, I'm all alone now, which does not bode well. I think they got sniped. Just standing around. I'm hoping that's all of them, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah. At least one more running off that way. Really not equipped for this. Summoned my drone. He managed to distract them enough. Wow, we actually took it. Yeah, my scanner's still not working. Grab a new squad. I'm really missing my scanner. I go ahead and repair up here. Take a look around here real quick. Just back in the corner in case there might be a signal. I can't scan for it, but they're usually kind of a red hexagonal thing. If I see one, I'll scan it. If it'll let me, anyway. Didn't see anything. Fane. Assuming we might have some more zealots in the way. As we try to proceed. Okay, you're neutral. Just lots of creepy glowing rocks. Creepy glowing rocks. Some kind of structure? Derelict star network structure, reading corrupted. Kind of keeping my distance here. I'm expecting things to go bad. Soonish. Yeah, derelict star network structure. That way. That's, yeah, straight ahead. That's the way I need to go, it seems like. What's down that way into my... Okay, that's where I just came from. Alright. Just getting turned around. Something terribly wrong with this place, and the surveyors are right to want to destroy it. Set off the bomb. Star Network Bunker Dispute Era, but aren't those zealots? Surveyor. Zealot Drone. Zealot Drone. They're all corrupted processes. So they're all sort of worshipping whatever that glowing thing is. I can't really make it out from this far. Yeah, totally worshipping it. Another derelict star network structure. Whoa. What are you guys shooting them for? They're just... Why are you... Okay. Apparently surveyors don't like guys that are just kind of sitting there looking at stuff. Yeah, what the heck is this? No data available. Oh, there's another one of these guys. Unknown sentry object hostile. So I should be able to take him out the same way we took out the other one. Lots and lots of shots through the open part of the shield, or we'll have to deal with this first. How about that? Might get another drop ship coming in with the turret on it. Well, he doesn't like me. I lost my entire squad somehow. Probably because they rushed towards the giant, clanking robotic death machine. Which does not seem like a great idea. Do I want to go back and get another squad? Just I'll continue and see. Hoping there's nothing else that's going to come trying to kill me. But it is certainly possible. Another frigate here that's crashed. I'm not putting my gun away anymore. Okay, I think that was a bandit, maybe? Take a look in here for anything of interest. Can still summon my little drone, but that's about all I have for distraction or defense, other than my shield. So if there is anybody here, I want to spot them from as far away as I can. I'll try to get on the high ground. Zealots will do anything to stop the bomb from going off. Don't let them. We have to end this deranged signal. I think you already told me that. I've already killed a bunch of zealots. That's a weird lights. Another Crux frigate. Almost there. That's just a bush. Okay, I'm all paranoid now. I know it's that way. I'm just kind of looking around at other stuff. Compound annihilator charge. Extreme caution. Okay. That must be the bomb. Something on the planet doesn't like me being here. hear something. Oh! Like he doesn't really know I'm here, really? I think I need a squad. I need a squad, I need a squad. There's a ship taking off here, too, it looks like. Okay, not moving now. I think my drone's toast, but he might have just run off. Oh, I think he's over there fighting somebody. Now he's probably dead. Okay, there's a Zealot dropship here. Hoping that was it for the Zealots. Nope. Ow. Let's see where he's at. He's right above me. Do not like having to fight at close range with a sniper rifle, but this thing packs such a punch. If I can hit stuff, it's gonna get trashed. Awfully dark as well. I'm doing this. Just gonna check back here for anything. Don't like it when the planet convulses and I fall down. I don't see anything. The Crux, this is a Crux frigate. It's one of the Zealot ships. Okay, I guess we're gonna set off the bomb. I probably shouldn't be standing here. Seems like a bad place to be. Oh, they're jumping out. And there goes the planet. Yeah, between the two, yeah, I'll take the first one. Instead of blowing up an entire planet, killing everything on it. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, and I'm not sure that it's actually necessarily hostile what's here. It's trying to communicate? Maybe? I'm assuming like the other one, there's nothing after the credits. Yeah, not many people here on the game, so definitely pretty cool for the number of people who worked on this to come up with this game. Definitely lots of interesting ideas, cool designs. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing this. Andrew Holbuck with all the synth, I guess. Someone loves synth music a little too much, but other than that, yeah. Yeah, what was it, like 20 some odd people working on the game. Yeah, definitely a fun little game to play around with. Definitely more of exploration and just kind of mystery than a first-person shooter. This is a bit more my speed, a bit more kind of exploration. Shooting and stuff is fine, but I'm not super great at it. But this wasn't too bad. I miraculously survived a few firefights I probably shouldn't have, just out of luck, but that's the way it goes. Alright, that's it. Yeah, nothing special at the end of the credits. I don't know why my scanner didn't work when I loaded back in, but yeah, it's kind of strange. Yeah, well, that'll do it for the Signal from Tolva. So next time we'll have to be playing something different. I have a couple ideas. We'll kind of see what I can figure out. But yeah, cool. I hope you guys appreciated or like that, and I do appreciate you watching with me and hanging out, and hopefully I'll see you next time. If you're interested in any other previous streams, my older stuff is up on YouTube, which is also under DisturbingPuppet. So Twitch only holds on to stuff for a couple weeks, and then after that I'll usually put things up there. So it's not up in both places at the same time. Typically, I think I'm almost caught up, something like that. So a bunch of stuff still on Twitch, and then older stuff is on YouTube. But yeah, thanks. Hopefully I'll see you next time, and have a good one. And if I don't log in tomorrow, it's possible. Have a Happy New Year. Thanks a lot.